Hi. So today I thought I would show you what I have out on a typical day for my children. So I work from home a lot in my studio. I do design work. So my daughter only goes to school about 6 hours a week. So I'll often need stuff for her to do. So I just leave bins on my table that she's allowed to work on. And she can go and use whatever she wants there, and she creates her own things. It's really good for kids not to have a planned project all the time. So, so I really love this. And I do it for my art classes too. When students come in, it's the first thing they can do is just kind of sit down and start working on their own. It allows other people to come in. And so what it is I have different bins. I specifically look for things like this, so I'm sure most people don't have bins like this, and in each section I put different things. So I'll put stickers, I'll put paper from shipping containers, I've got cut up pieces of map, coffee bags. A lot of these are what I mentioned yesterday. Pieces of paper. This is scrapbooking paper. I'll buy those big pads and then just cut them up for the kids. Let's see. Just recycled paper from our printer of things we don't need anymore. Instead of just throwing them in the recycling, I'll cut them up, even things with words, and put them in here. The kids will use them. Bubble wrap type things. So same types of things they use. Magazines. This is just, my kids get a lacrosse magazine. I just cut it up and they'll use it for their collages. If they're used to using items that are around the house, they'll have no problem with this. And if you cut them small enough, if you don't rip the magazine pieces so they look messy, if things look really neat, they're probably going to use them. So just cut up things neatly before you throw them away. You can even use boxes or pieces of paper that come in your food containers. And then I have another bin here that I leave out with markers and crayons and stickers. I have some glue sticks, different rolls of tape. I usually go to the store and just buy whatever's on sale. But if you have an older kid, they'll probably want to pick things out too, which is fun. I let my kids pick them out sometimes. Usually I just go for what's cheap because this is process-based art. So what's important is them creating the artwork, not the finished product. So this morning I gave my kids some cardboard to work on. And so, or some larger pieces of paper. So my daughter just made this monster. And so I just leave these out on the table all the time. And then if I'm trying to get work done, I'll just pull the box out on the table and they can create what they want. And a lot of times they'll ask things like, can I have this? I need a piece of this. But if I'm working, I tell them no, they have to use whatever's out. And it's kind of more of a challenge because usually they'll come up with what they wanted. This morning, my daughter wanted to put one of these pieces of cardboard on a string. Instead, she used pieces of magazine. I had a full magazine out, so she just cut strips of the magazine and made it that way. So they'll figure out how to create what they want with what you give them, and it's so good for them. The other thing is I realize that a lot of people aren't going to have these kind of boxes that I have, so I tried to think of a way you can do it and still have the sections, and it's kind of one thing that you have to move, or two, depending on what you decide to do. I didn't have a shoebox, but if you have a shoebox, I just found this bin. And then I took just a heavier cardboard box and cut the correct size pieces for it and just kind of fit them in, and I cut some slits in it so it went together nicely. And then we have sections, and then I can take some markers and put different things in each section. And if you only have a small amount of items, think about that before you make your box. So if you're just doing this for one child and you have, I don't know, 6 markers, make smaller sections and that way it'll hold your markers up better, and use a smaller shoebox. But if you have multiple kids and you have a lot of supplies, maybe use a bigger shoebox. The other thing is the more sections, the more, it's nice to have things full. So if you don't want to put that many things out, maybe make less sections. I always feel like I need to fill every section with something I have. So, oh, I also had these little pieces of confetti. You know, sometimes people put them in cards and stuff, so I just saved those, and they can glue those on as well. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if it is. And then tomorrow I'll come back with more of a specific project, but I thought this might be helpful for parents that are working and don't really have time to work with their kids and just want them to create on their own. So thanks.